A man scrubs his trash can clean every single day, and even kneels before it in reverence. One night, the trash can vanishes without a trace. Jack rushes to the police station to file a report, claiming his home was broken into and robbed. He beats himself black and blue, then offers a reward of $1 million. Whoever finds his trash can gets the money. The sheriff is over the moon, thinking Jack is a fool for going to such lengths over a mere trash can, eager to claim the huge reward. The sheriff heads to Jack's house to investigate. The messy scene that greets him at the door only confirms his belief of a burglary. The police interview nearby residents and check out the barbershop Jack owns, but find no clues at all. Instead, they discover Jack has wealth far beyond what his ordinary life should afford. The sheriff immediately suspects the missing trash can is the source of this fortune, greedy to seize the wealth for himself. The sheriff confronts Jack, trying to find out why the trash can matters so much, but Jack refuses to answer directly, and instead doubles the reward. This only makes the sheriff more convinced the trash can is filled with treasure. A kind elderly officer tells Jack the police have no leads on the trash can, urging him not to waste his money, but Jack ignores him and moves into the police station, practically living there. He waits on the officer's hand and foot like a servant, pouring tea, fetching water, washing their cars for free, running errands for the station, and buying them fast food. When the officers are in a bad mood, they beat Jack. Yet he never fights back. This only deepens everyone's curiosity. What secret does the trash can hold that makes Jack endure such humiliation and spend his entire fortune to get it back? Then one day, a man comes to the police station to report that John, an employee at his auto shop, has gone missing. When Jack sees the photo the man holds, his face darkens at once. On the night he was attacked, he'd found a toll booth receipt the robbers dropped, with a license plate number printed on it. The car was eventually spotted parked outside a bar, and its owner is a local politician. Jack went to the bar to ask about the car, and learned the politician's vehicle had been taken out without permission by a mechanic at the auto shop the night of the crime, who also stole his limited edition sunglasses. Furious, the politician had gone to the auto shop that morning and beaten the mechanic badly. That mechanic is none other than the missing John. Publicly humiliated, John was consumed by anger, but he was intimidated by the politician's status and forced to swallow his resentment. Jack knew the politician wasn't the thief, so he asked about the mechanic's whereabouts, but the politician wanted no part of the trouble and brusquely chased him away. As Jack was about to leave, John walked into the bar. The politician noticed him right away, and when John provoked him, a fight broke out, but John was fierce. He took down everyone on the politician's side all by himself, watching everything unfold. Jack realized John was one of the robbers. He hopped on his motorcycle and followed John, but John quickly spotted him. John made a phone call first, then deliberately drove to a desolate spot. As soon as Jack parked his bike, he was set upon and beaten by a group of men. Just as Jack was on the verge of collapsing, John suddenly called the men off. He then admitted he was the one who'd broken into Jack's home, and ordered his men to cut off Jack's hands. But what no one expected was that Jack possessed incredible strength. He broke free from their restraints in an instant. Jack then told the other men to leave, saying he only wanted to settle things with John. The men thought their numbers meant strength, and badly underestimated Jack. Jack took them all down and left them lying on the ground, then stepped in front of John and demanded to know where the other two robbers were. From John, Jack learned a shocking truth. One of the other robbers was inside the police station itself. John then seized the chance to break free from Jack, hopped on his motorcycle, and tried to escape, but Jack would not let him get away. Despite a badly injured leg, Jack tackled John to the ground. This was why Jack had endured all that humiliation and moved into the police station, knowing one robber was among them. He'd been conducting a secret investigation the entire time. Meanwhile, the sheriff, still desperate for the massive reward, told his men to buy an identical trash can, but the exact model had long been discontinued. So he found a factory and had craftsmen make a replica from a photo. In less than 2 days, the replica was ready. They aged it to match the photo, making it look almost identical to the original. Next, the sheriff needed a scapegoat, someone to confess to stealing the trash can, so he could claim all the reward money. He made several phone calls, but everyone refused when they heard what he was asking. When the sheriff offered $5,000, a fat man stepped forward, willing to take the fall. The sheriff was overjoyed. He immediately called the police station and told his men to leave their phones on and recording, then asked Jack to retell the entire story of the burglary from start to finish. On his end, the sheriff made the fat man listen closely, so the fat man could confess the next day without slipping up. Jack found it strange, but he retold the story anyway. As he spoke, the fat man grew more and more terrified. To everyone else, Jack was talking about being beaten and losing his trash can, but the fat man knew the truth. Jack was describing the crime the three of them had committed. It all began when Lisa, Jack's daughter, dropped her backpack and went inside to change clothes. John was hiding in a corner, and a sudden noise he made startled Lisa. A pair of hands clapped over her mouth at once. It was John. They blindfolded Lisa with a cloth, and she was overcome with terror. Fighting back with all her strength, she pushed John to the ground first, then bit the fat man's finger and kicked him in the groin. Just as she was about to tear off the blindfold and run, she was attacked by a third man. He hit her on the head with a water pipe and kicked her hard to the ground. He didn't stop there. He stepped on her repeatedly and even spat on her. But Lisa's nightmare was far from over. The fat man, who'd been single for years, gave in to his vile urges. With the leader's permission, he assaulted her. That night, Jack hadn't come home on time because Lisa had asked him to buy her a pair of sports shoes. She needed them for a competition the next day, so he'd had to go out to get them that night. That delay led to the unspeakable tragedy. John, the fat man, and the third robber had planned to kill Jack when he got home, but they waited and waited, and he never came. Knowing they'd already violated Lisa, they decided to spare Jack, letting him live the rest of his life in unending agony. When Jack finally came home and saw what had happened, his heart shattered. He rushed Lisa to the hospital, where she lay with a bloodied head and severe injuries. Lisa's grandfather told Jack to use any means necessary to make those evil men pay for their crimes, to tear them apart for what they'd done. Jack, a man of immense strength, would not let this go. At first, he hid the incredibly important trash can under Lisa's hospital bed. Then he smashed everything in his house and beat himself up, staging the scene to look like a burglary. His real goal was never to find the trash can, it was to find the men behind his daughter's suffering. Jack finished retelling the story, and on the other end of the line, the fat man was paralyzed with fear. Will Jack succeed in bringing the criminals to justice? Find out in the next episode.